So what is streaming? Well, this is streaming. This make people crazy? All right. So what we're doing today is we're going to be talking about some quantum healing information. So we're streaming live now to the world, I believe. And let me make sure this is going. Yeah, it's live. We are live and all over the place. So I want to get these images out of here. Welcome, everybody. My name is Dr. Kevin Gyurina. This is a free quantum energy healing session for anyone who's tuning in. And we're going to be, we're going to start with the concepts first. So let's dive right into that. Welcome. Share, likes, share and like. This is about helping the world, helping people. And what are we helping? Well, we're finding, I am in the belief that we are helping people get to find better peace and calm and goodness in their life. We have Dr. George here. Dr. George, anything you want to add? That what are we doing here today? How are we helping people? If you give me the 10 to 15-second elevator comment, how is this helping people? And while you're talking, I'll pull up that image again.
Well, yeah, as a chiropractor, I would have to say we're delivering a chiropractic adjustment in the truest sense, which means to release the stuck stress that's been piling up, to release it back to the brain, so the brain can have another chance to assimilate that information and thereby grow from it. So we're fostering growth by getting unstuck, by unsticking the stress so that the person can have another chance to digest it.
Mm. That's a great one. And what the image I'm showing up for everybody is, classically chiropractic is thought of as a very physical healthcare. So we're working in the traditional chiropractic sense here in structure and function. And there's a pretty easy jump to get the chemistry component of the human life, of the human body, in relationship to structure and function. And where I see a lot of people talking these days is now we're talking into the electromagnetic fields. So the same kind of stuff that would measure the heartbeats, the brain waves, the nerve conduction tests. And when we get into a little more esoteric worlds, I believe these are the fields that are chakra, aura, and there's numerous other fields I am in the belief that we have yet to discover. And this scientist, Dr. William Tiller, a researcher, he's a phenomenal history. I encourage anyone to investigate who he is and how he does his work. He's been measuring these subtle energy fields, information, and intention. And intention, we talked about Lynn McTaggart, the intention experiment. So I digress. Let's dive right into it and watch the video. You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right. So what is actually going on? And so this is actually, I believe, the most important slide of the whole talk. So I'm going to kind of just chat about it for a minute. I want you to absorb it, take pictures if you need to. But in chiropractic, what we know very automatically, it's what we're taught, is function and structure are very much reliable on each other. And now we fully understand that our nutrition, our toxins have an effect. And now we're talking about traditional Chinese medicine of meridians and acupuncture and EMF and all these waves and different properties of electronics that affect the human body. But what is the new wave of science over the last 20 or 30 years, maybe even before that, obviously started with Einstein, is all these subtle energy fields. And there's a group of scientists now in different pockets, and I don't think any of them are talking to one another. That intention can affect these subtle energy fields. And these subtle energy fields can inform these levels, and these levels can inform back. So it's kind of like, well, how does remote healing work? there's all these Sharon McTaggart. I was having a conversation with someone over here the other day about Sharon McTaggart. Has anyone heard of that name? Lynn McTaggart. Thank you. I'm thinking of a friend of mine, Sharon.
She wrote The Field.
The Field. It's all field stuff.
Yeah.
The Field. And she has this whole YouTube, the intention experiment. And so when there's groups of people having an intention for other groups of people, what she found out was, this groups of people that had the intention directed at them had some changes, but it was who was doing the giving of the intention had the most profound changes. So it's kind of like this give and receive, kind of like this law of nature. When something goes out, something has to come back. It's kind of like the safety pin cycle in chiropractic.
Then they found out that people who were prayed for benefited, but the people who did the praying benefited even more.
Exactly. So in this idea, I've been working with another KST doc. He's not here this weekend, Dr. George. And him and I, for the last 6 weeks, have gotten on a live webinar. I've invited a couple of my patients on. We've been beta testing, and we've been doing this live healing Wednesdays at noon, every Wednesday, and they're getting changes. And what I noticed was I was having significant shifts in something in my life, in my body. And so it just started to bring some of these videos and some of these books that I've read over the years back to my mind of, okay, this is something here that we can all participate in. And one of the things I really wanted to do, and Ted is encouraging me, I think we can write some papers about this. And this is important because there's not too many people that are investigating the science that are actually applying it to real life. Okay, so we got, let me get this lined up so everyone can be viewing on all the live streams. So if you're joining in and you're on Facebook, you're on Twitter, you're on YouTube, if you're on somewhere else besides the private group, then you are getting what we want to give to the world here. And this is in a time of need. So when there's stress, when there's challenges, the body has interference. So there's a way to identify how to release that. So then you can adapt, you can be resilient, you can live your life to your greatest, fullest potential, regardless of what's happening around you. So I want to say hello and welcome to all the doctors that are here. Dr. George, Dr. Sasha, Dr. Vesna. Vesna, let me unmute you. There you go, you're in. And I want to say hello and welcome. How's everybody?
Hello. Great.
All right. So, there's going to be an interesting vibe today because there's a lot of new energies connecting to us. So let me just give the basic intro of what needs to happen from the participants' end. And then the doctors, we're going to go in, we're going to connect to the field of energy that everyone's combining. Think of like a concert. Think of an event you go to. Whenever there's a group of people and they start to move forward in the event, like music, it's very easy to get an understanding of. People start synchronizing. People start becoming what's called entrained. Everyone's bopping their head at the same time. Everyone's smiling, having fun. That vibration. There's this building, and what we're getting into, the actual science, is like physics and quantum physics principles. And so as that energy of everyone who's together is combined, as healers, as KST chiropractors, and I call them, we're quantum energy healers, we can find anything, and specifically in this instance, we have what's happening in our world, in our lives, in our communities, in our jobs, in our careers. We have all the stresses and strains and worries and doubts and fears, and those things are interfering our ability to flow. These are interfering with our ability to thrive. And ultimately, that means it's interfering with your ability of the immune system to do its job to the best way it can. I think Adrian just popped on. Let me see where he is. Yes, I'm going to bring him in here now. All right, the team is all here. Yeah. All right. This is fantastic. So when people are doing see, everyone's in the view. Great. And let's see. So everyone's here. Adrian, welcome.
Hey.
Perfect timing. Thank you.
Yeah.
So we're about to
Hi,
start.
everybody.
Oh, thank you, Adrian. Thank you. We just to give you an up to speed where we're at. I showed a video about the phenomena of intention, of energy, and how the subtle energy fields affect the electromagnetic energy fields, and therefore affects the physical, mental, and emotional self. So everyone that's going to be participating in a moment, I'm going to ask them to take a couple deep breaths in and out, just like you would with anything that you're relaxing into, and hold in your mind, have an awareness, and then let it go of what you want better in your health, for your family, for your community, for your job, for your career, for the world. And what is it that we're looking for? I'm going to ask you to comment what we want, what we need, what you want, what you need. I'm hoping for some peace and calm. I'm hoping for some breakthrough kind of energy that we all have this big relax, and then we can honor. You know, what I've seen, I'm very excited about, is I've seen all kinds of people exercising outside. I see people finding kindness and compassion and helping the neighbors. It's been a beautiful experience for me to witness. George, I'm gonna start with you, George. I'll ask everyone here, and anyone who's watching online, post your desires, and that's a step into manifestation of bringing goodness into this world. George, what are you hoping to see? What are you wanting to see? What do you think needs to be seen in this world? Seen and felt, I should say.
Well, my intention is to help us all to awaken to create a better future. I think a future has been planned for us, and we need to get our intentions screwed on real strong now to dispel that darkness. I think someone's got a plan for us. We can outdo it, though. We gotta shine the lights real bright right now.
That's right. Well, here's the good news: you can't solve a problem until it's seen, until it's felt. And boy, we've been feeling it. We're seeing it. And there's a lot of people over the last 20, 30, 40, maybe even longer years, waking people up to shift that, so we course correct to a better future. Sasha, thank you for tuning in. What do you think the world needs? What do you think we need? What are we aligning towards? What input do you have for us?
I think you said the word earlier, Kevin. I think it's kindness, and it's not about being seen to be done. It's about being genuinely kind. Yeah, it's not about being politically correct.
Thank you for your input. It's a very, very wonderful statement. And yeah, our conversation before we got started was very, very fluid and very warming. So thank you, Sasha, for bringing that back up. Vesna, hello.
Hello.
Welcome from Croatia. And so talk about what you want to bring more into the world. Where do you see the world could be benefiting from right now?
I would say trust and inner peace.
Trust and inner peace. So for those that are tuning in, when we talk about an intention, and let me bring that image back up. When we talk about intention, the doctors won't see this. It affects our subtle energy fields, which affects our electromagnetic fields, which affects our chemistry, which affects our structure, which affects our function. Vesna, thank you.
Thank you.
And Adrian, what is your input here?
That just came in to me as another type of structure.
Okay.
Not a society based on compression structure, like our buildings, like all putting more and more and more on the shoulders of the people, and putting more and more and more on the minds of the kids with the education, but more of a elastic structure. As a good foundation, but that brings more the method so that you can actually apply it to everything you do, everything you want to create. know about your mind, how the mind works, how to listen to your intuition, how your body works, and yeah, how you can learn memory, all the stuff,
So I think your concept is
and learn
humongous.
what you want.
Yeah, your concept is huge. We're needing a shift in structure of our entire society.
Yeah.
A new way of thinking, a new way of kindness. Wow. Okay. So I have one word I want to use: resilience. Resilience.
Mm.
So with that being said, we're going to shift gears. I'm going to turn on some light music. Well, it's some fun music. And we can have fun while we help people, right? Right? It don't have to be all like, serious and stern and all that. There's some fun we can have at this. So as I'm turning on the music, some pleasantry. Hopefully, let me just double check the feed if it's going through the music. Excuse me, it is. Okay, good. So the music's on. Take a few deep breaths, kind of just be in that moment. And the doctors are going to do the work that we do. And then we're going to come in at the end. We're going to check in. Take stock of what you notice in your mind, in your body, in your peace. And actually, I may find a little slower music to tune on. Not so much a rock song. But the doctors are tuning in right now. You're taking some deep breaths. And allowing the shift. Receive. Open up, allow a shift to change, allow a shift to occur, and then watch what happens. We've been getting some great feedback about people's responses, what they've noticed in their life, the momentum that's building in their life. It's quite beautiful. Go ahead and take a couple deep breaths in and out. And if you're watching and you're wondering what is going on, we'll be shortly explaining in just a moment. A little more grounded ways.